Ask Americans about how well the Democratic and Republican leaders in Congress were handling the Wall Street financial situation. 50% or more of Americans already, and this was through the weekend before Monday, said they disapproved of how the Democratic and Republican leaders were handling the situation. Americans were most negative on how President George W. Bush was handling the situation. Over the weekend, we had 68% saying they disapproved of how Bush was handling the situation. And it's not only that, the president's job approval rating now is at an all-time low, 27%. Now, to be sure, he's been at 28% several times in the spring and once in June, so it's not dramatically lower. But as these things go, it's a record for the Bush administration so far. Disapproval of the job Bush is doing is at 69%. That's not a record. We had tied that previously this year. Looking at this in historical perspective, the lowest in our Gallup poll history, job approval rating 22% for Harry Truman back in 1952. So Bush is not quite there yet. Other presidents who've had lower than Bush's current 27 include Richard Nixon, who is down to about 24% just before he resigned as a result of Watergate. Now remember, all of these data were collected Friday and Saturday of this past weekend before what happened on Monday and the dramatic drop in the Dow. It's possible we will see ratings of Congress and President Bush going even lower in the days to come. All we know right now is when people ask us here at Gallup, is this going to hurt all these people? We say, geez, they're already hurting so much. Americans' confidence is so low in Congress and the president that really, in many ways, it can't go much lower. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, editor-in-chief of the Gallup poll.